Welcome back. My next guest tonight is one of Denver's most talented and most veteran actresses. She has won 3 Henry Awards, including the Lifetime Achievement Award in 2014, and has also been named the True West Theater Person of the Year a couple years ago. So with me tonight is Billie McBride. Hello, Billie. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm great that you're here.
Yeah.
It's been we tried to get you on a while ago, but then I messed some things up. I'm so happy you're finally here.
I am too.
Yeah.
I am too.
So I feel like we've talked about so many things, but just talk about your history performing in the Denver and Colorado theater community, because it's been a long history.
Mm-hmm. It has been. It's been a while. But it did take me at least 5, almost close to 6 years before anybody hired me for a stage job.
And do you remember when that first job was?
It was 97, I think it was 97 or 98, and it was at Arvada.
Okay.
And it was Bev Newcomb who hired me, and it was a play called Moon Over Buffalo, a farce.
Mm-hmm.
But it took forever. I would go to auditions. I could not. There was a great deal of television going on here at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and film, so fortunately I was able to get some of that, but it took a while.
Do you prefer theater over film and television? Or?
They're so different.
Yeah.
So unbelievably different that I kind of like the challenge of film, where you start right in the middle, where you break down and cry and sob and throw your body, and then you go back to doing the normal stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But my love has always been stage.
Oh, cool. So you got your first job at Arvada Center.
Yeah.
Talk about some of the highlights over the years. What have been some of your favorite roles to be in, or things to direct?
Oh, well, many of my favorite roles I've actually gotten to play, things that would be bucket list things. Driving Miss Daisy,
Mm-hmm.
Daisy in that, and an incredible play called 4,000 Miles is one of my top ones. Wit was so hard. I understudied it at the Denver Center, and then I went to the Nomad in Boulder and did it there, and it's a very, very difficult piece, but it'll always kind of, I think, remain up there number 1, because I had to shave my head and I had to get naked. So very few women of an age want to do that in front of people.
That's not your typical Saturday night shaving
It's
your head and
not
getting
one
it.
of those,
No.
no. Yeah.
No. And now you're directing A Picasso for
Yes,
Cherry
I am.
Creek Theater Company.
For Cherry Creek Theater Company, yes.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful play, not done very often, written by Jeffrey Hatcher. And it's a 2-character play. One of them is Pacaso.
Mm-hmm.
The other is a woman who is working for the Nazis.
Okay.
And he's arrested and taken to a room to choose which of 3 pictures, drawings are his, that he's really done. And then you find out, he thinks it's for an exhibition, then you find out it's for a burning, and that they're in Paris. And so it's what happens, the beginning, and how he's able to try to save his art. It's really a beautiful play, a word play, language.
Yeah. What's it like working with such a small cast of just 2 people in a very intimate, I would say?
Oh, it's wonderful. I love doing that, because you can concentrate on them and their relationship, and on helping them search and find who that character is.
And since you're such a gifted actress and have done so many roles, would you say that influences how you direct?
I think it does. In fact, we were talking about that just before we began charades. I think as an actor, I come at each character, male, female, children, whatever, as a performer. My brain immediately begins to go into actor mode, and so I think that's where some of my ideas come from, and then I just get really prepared. I don't want actors to ask me something I can't answer. And if I can't answer it, I want us to be able to discuss it.
Yep.
And find the answer ourselves.
I love that. Yeah. And talk more about A Picasso, because I feel like this is a little bit older of a show set in an older time, but I still feel like it's very relevant.
It's very relevant
today.
right now, yes.
So talk about the importance of doing it now in our current.
Well, with things, with arts being cut, with schools cutting all of the arts programs, theater programs, music programs, cutting them out, it's leaving us with children who aren't getting the benefit. You can learn all those other things, but what's going to keep your soul healthy?
Yeah.
And that, to me, is the most important thing about doing a play like this, because it questions. It questions, is art important? If the world blows up, or if everything goes crazy, if the Nazis won and the entire world became under Nazi control, would art matter? And he asks all those questions. So right now, this is a very important play to take a look at.
Very cool. And my last question for you, because we're running out of time. We have a lot of young, up-and-coming actors and actresses who watch the show, around the area. So as a living legend yourself, what advice would you give them? Is there something you would say to kind of that up-and-coming generation of actors and actresses?
Well, you have to make sure this is really, really what you want to do, because it's not easy. And it is something that you can't say, well, if you can't get tired after 6 months.
Yeah.
I tell actors who go to New York from here, don't come home for a year. Give it every ounce of time you can.
Yeah.
But they all want to come home to this beautiful state. So, but that is it. Make sure it's really what you want.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Billie. We love having you.
Thank you for asking me.
Yeah, of course. And be sure to check out A Picasso, playing April 5th through the 29th at Cherry Creek Theater Company.